Why play Lucian Bot Lane? Well, he brings a massive amount of burst damage. He is very mobile for a carry, he is a good duelist and skirmisher, and he's also a fairly safe laner. However, he does have lower range for an ADC, and other carries will outscale him as a team fighter. Lucian's passive is after using an ability, his next basic attack fires out a second shot which deals reduced damage. Lucian's second passive is whenever he's healed or shielded by an ally, or an enemy nearby is immobilized. His next two shots within 6 seconds are empowered to deal bonus damage, and he can store up to 4 of these at one time. Lucian's Q is a point and click ability, which then fires out a straight line shot which deals damage to all enemies hit. Lucian's W is a straight line skill shot, which stops upon hitting an enemy or when it reaches max range. When it stops, it explodes in all 4 directions, dealing damage to enemies hit, granting sight of them and marking them. If Lucian or an ally then attacks the marked target, the mark is consumed and Lucian gains bonus move speed. And when an ally triggers this effect, he's also granted a stack of his bonus damage from his passive. Lucian's E is an auto attack reset, which dashes him in a direction. The cooldown of this ability is reduced every time he fires one of his double shots, and it's reduced even further if it was fired into an enemy champion. Lucian's ultimate is a straight line channeled ability, where he constantly fires bullets down that range, dealing damage to the first enemy hit. And while casting, Lucian can both move and use his E. For combos, start E into an attack, then W into an attack, before Qing into an attack and ulting. And a very important thing is your second shot in the combo cannot be cancelled. So, as soon as you see your first attack coming out, you can immediately use your next ability. And a good max range combo is to E into W and ult. Use the move speed from proccing your W to chase down your opponent into an attack and Q before attacking away. For matchups, Lucian is great into skill shot reliant champions, easily outplaying them and dodging key abilities. And he can struggle into champions who he can't bully too hard early and outscale him as a team fighter. For runes, take this. PTA is amazing single target damage. For build order, start Blade and Pot into an Essence Reaver and tier 2 boots. From here, grab an Infage and Flicker Blade before finishing a build with any of these as needed. For skill order, start Q then E then W before maxing Q then E then W, taking ult whenever you can. For summoner spells, take Flash and Barrier. For synergies, he works well with champions who can play aggressive with him, as well as easily proc the additional damage from his passive. Starting the game, as the AD carry, you always want to farm hard. However, Lucian has insane single target damage, so you want to feel confident with taking these early trades. Practice your animation cancelling of the second auto attack. Being able to spam out your entire trade in a shorter window just means your opponent has less time to trade back into you. And all the while, in between these trades, look to land your Q for easy poke. And of course, once you hit level 6, if you manage to get a full channel of culling onto anyone, they're more or less dead. Entering the mid game, take your tower as soon as possible and rotate mid. This will put you in the center of the map, easily able to siege the tower, but also get to all those fights and skirmishes that you want to be in. Entering late game teamfights, play as the backline carry. However, where you shine is burst damage and not necessarily your tank killing abilities. So, like most carries, just attack the first thing in front of you. However, you want to look for openings where you can dash on the enemy backline to either land a full culling into them or simply burst them out.